What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Combat Sports Report podcast. I'm your host, Alan, with your other host, Simkai. Say what's up to the people,
What's
Simkai.
up?
This is Simkai. This is what, episode 12, 13?
Episode 13, man.
13. Lucky number 13. Shit. All right. No lollygagging. Today's going to be a shorter episode, but
Yeah,
get right into it.
let's get right into it. Main event.
Last Saturday's UFC, starting with that, Josh Emmett versus Lerone Murphy. I
Wow.
personally loved that performance from Lerone Murphy. It wasn't the most risk-taking performance, but he did exactly what he needed to do to beat a guy like Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett has that overhand right that will kill people for days, right? You don't want to get caught in it. Lerone Murphy picked his shots, destroyed that lead leg, gave Josh Emmett a lot of problems. When he was taken down, he got right back up. You know what I'm saying? He landed some nice shots.
Looked like a champion, to be honest, to me.
That's what I'm saying. A champion has to know how to win these types of fights. You can't just go out there and start trading with a guy like Josh Emmett. You're gonna lose. So despite all the hate online, despite all the people saying, "Oh, that was a boring fight. Oh, Josh Emmett should have won. Oh, I wish Josh Emmett landed that overhand right." It's not. It's not.
Bro, they thought that was boring?
Get into it.
Oh,
I want to
boy.
hear your spiel.
Oh, boy. Okay, so if you want to talk about boring, my friend, we got to start with Torres Finney. I am sorry, but that was the most boring ass fight I've ever watched in my life. I'm not even sugarcoating it. Literally, no damage landed. Literally just holding him against the cage. Like Valentin won the third round.
I thought he won all three. I was with Tony Weeks. I thought he should have won all three. On damage, he landed more. He landed significant shots. Yeah, he lost the first one because of that slam takedown or whatever, but rounds two and three I gave to him. I would
Yeah.
even give round one to him, bro. Even if you take somebody down, if you don't advance position, if you don't pin them, if you don't attempt any submissions, if you don't do a bunch of ground and pound, what are you really
Yeah,
effectuating?
honestly.
What are you doing? You're hugging him. Okay, cool. Fucking
Yeah, Torres Finney.
yeah. It seemed like
Sorry.
Perez was also like he was like my bad guys. Like I'm better than that. I shouldn't have
Yeah,
done.
I did respect that. At the very least, he knew he
Yeah,
did a shit job.
yeah,
So if he thought he did a good job, then we would have a problem.
yeah.
But
Agreed.
yeah, he
You
definitely.
having a problem with Perez Finney? Oh my God, I praying for Finney, bro. Praying for Finney.
Yeah.
All right.
But
I just want
Reese
to talk
McKee,
about
though, Alan.
yeah.
Reese
That's the
McKee.
last fight that I want to talk about for that card. The card was mid. I'd say mid. I'd
Yeah.
give it a solid like 5 out of 10. The one performance that really stood out to me was Reese motherfucking
Yeah,
McKee.
dude.
I love Reese McKee from Cage Warriors. I love uh, the way he fights. It's just the first couple of guys he had to fight were monsters. His UFC debut was against Khamzat Chimaev.
Yeah, that was
You
pretty
know, you're
brutal.
not really giving him much of a chance, and then he loses. I think he lost like four in a row in the UFC. And then he came back. He knew it was do or die.
Yeah, and he won the welterweight title in Cage Warriors.
Yeah. After he was cut the first time, then he comes back. He loses in the UFC by decision. I forget who he was fighting. He recently lost to somebody, but whatever. That's irrelevant. Then he comes back. He goes into this fight knowing it's do or die, and he fought like it. He knocked out Frunza in round one. He dropped him three times.
Yeah,
He
that was
battered
crazy,
him.
bro. He busted his face up.
Pause. Resume. Yeah, he did a lot of damage, and that was like as good of a performance as Reese McKee has ever had. I'm very excited to see who they match him up with next. I'd like to see him against a guy like Gabe Green. I think him versus Gabe Green
Yeah,
would
I would
be a good
like that
fight.
too. It's going to be a great fight. They definitely should give him some better competition.
Yeah, I think
So,
they should try to develop him a little bit more because him going against a really dominant grappler is just he's not that solid yet in the
yeah,
department. But I think he has all the requisite skills to take him very far.
yeah, I'm excited
Not
for
fighting
him.
comes at Chimaev.
Yeah, definitely not the the fight you want to start off.
Definitely not. All right.
But Alan,
Mhm.
now moving to our pay-per-view for this weekend in one of your backyards, Miami,
Quite
which he
literally
is.
my backyard.
Yep, he's there right now. So, yeah, man. I mean, I think we should start from the top. I mean, I've said it before on this podcast, but that main event has me very excited. I mean,
I have yet
Alexander,
to find a fight that does not excite you, except Puja Tomar versus Shayna
that
Baszler.
fight did excite me though. That fight did excite me after.
After, not before. I'm talking
Yeah,
about the
but
anticipation of
but Volk, I mean, we don't even have to go into what this guy has done. He's a
legend, Hall of Famer easily.
six-time UFC featherweight champion. He's defeated the likes of Yair Rodriguez, Max Holloway three times. He's beat
Korean
the Korean
Zombie,
Zombie, Brian Ortega. Yeah.
Chad
Oh,
Mendes, Jose
yeah.
Aldo.
Jose Aldo.
Who else we
Yeah,
want to talk about, bro? He is
one of
Volk
the
in his
GOATs, in my
prime
opinion.
is the GOAT of the featherweight
And
division.
if he wins again, man, he's putting himself on the map.
It's really hard to not call him the GOAT if he wins it again. Only other person that you could really talk about there is Ilya Taporia because he
Who knocked him out. Yeah. But Ilya's moving up to lightweight, man. And I
listen,
think,
Ilya
and
is what? He's 27, 28 years old.
yeah. And from what I heard, this will be a quick shout out. But apparently, UFC Espanol leaked that Oliveira is fighting Ilya Taporia. So, folks, that's going to be fucking insane. I wish we could go more into it, but it'll be discussed in detail down the line.
Yeah, if that's confirmed as accurate, we're going to talk about it way more. I like
Yeah.
that matchup. It makes sense to me. Arman versus Islam, Ilya versus Oliveira. Winner fights winner, loser fights loser. I like how that looks.
Yeah, but we can't forget who Alexander Volkanovski is fighting. I mean, Diego Lopez, man. I saw his first fight. His first fight was against Movsar, and he questionably beat Movsar in that fight.
I thought he won.
I thought he won too, and honestly, that's why he's gotten bigger.
He's way more active than Mozart.
Yeah,
Way.
he's way more active. He's gotten finishes, impressive finishes. He's beat
Mozart has two decision wins since Diego. Oh, wow. Ha, that's cool. He has two decision wins since their fight with Diego Lopez. Diego Lopez has since knocked out Sadiq Yusuf. He has beaten Ryan Ortega. He has submitted Gavin Tucker. He's beaten Dan Ige by decision at UFC Noche. I think he has one more win. I forget who. But dude, he's been active and he's been getting finishes. This is how you get yourself a title shot.
Yeah, he's a contender for sure. It's going to be an exciting fight. I
Yeah,
do not think this will be an easy fight for Volk, in my opinion.
I agree. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I liked, funny enough, Bryce Mitchell's take on this. I think Bryce Mitchell has a very good take, which is if it ends early, it is Diego Lopez. If it ends later, or if it goes to decision, it is Volk just by experience.
I can't disagree with him. He does have a good mind, well, at least when it comes to MMA.
Yeah.
I don't know about anything else. Flat Earth. But basically, oh yeah. In that regard, though, speaking about him, and we're kind of jumping out of the line here, but I'm
Fine.
very excited for his fight with Jean Silva.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be a little bit of a clash of styles in a way because Mitchell is more of a ground guy. Silva loves to stand and trade. Nonetheless, I still think John Silva's going to knock him out.
See, if I look at it from a biased perspective, which I am, I want John Silva to win because John Silva is always flashy, and Bryce Mitchell said a bunch of horseshit that I don't really fuck with about Jewish people, but that's aside the topic.
Yeah, that's aside the topic.
If we're looking at this objectively, right? Striker, grappler,
Grappler.
John Silva versus Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell has the requisite skills to take him down, control him, maybe submit him. Maybe. John Silva has the ability to knock Bryce Mitchell's lights out, right? Bryce Mitchell has been finished he got battered by Topuria. and then he got knocked out by Josh Emmett.
Yeah, that was brutal. That was like death.
That was one of the scariest knockouts I've ever seen. So once someone gets knocked out that badly, they're never entirely the same. Their reaction time, their impulse control, their fight IQ as a whole kind of drops by a standard deviation, let's say. I think traditionally, when you have a grappler versus a striker, the grappler tends to be the favorite. It's not the case in this scenario, and I think I'm pretty sure Jean Silva is like a minus 350 favorite.
Yeah,
The reason that is Jean Silva is very dangerous, and he's not like a guy who is controlled by his opponents, whether it's on the feet or on the ground. He fights for every position. He fights for inside control. He hand fights in the striking. He will piece you up, and then when he sees a big shot, he will take it. And
yeah,
honestly, I think he's way faster than Josh Emmett even. Josh Emmett has hands for sure, power for sure, speed, it's there, but I don't think it's the best in the world. I think Jean Silva is faster and is a little bit more technical than Josh Emmett. And I think that if Josh Emmett was able to flatline Bryce Mitchell, then John Silva will too.
yeah. I think so as well with that. I think it's going to be a great fight to watch nonetheless. Also, a featherweight fight on that card before we get to that crazy co-main event. And I think this is the fight I might be most one of the fights I might be most excited for. I think you are too as a fan. But Yair Rodriguez versus the former GOAT of Bellator, Patricio Pitbull, man. How long have we been waiting for Patricio Pitbull to make his UFC debut?
Patricio
Like,
Pitbull made his professional debut in 2004, so 21 years.
yeah. And this guy, I mean, he's had his hiccups here and there, but he is not to be underestimated, especially in this fight. I
I would
think,
argue he's one of the greatest fighters in the history of Bellator.
yeah, but if he can, and you know what's something that also interests me, Alan, in regards to this? I mean, Yair Rodriguez is incredible. He has a great resume as well. I'm not trying to look past him here, but if Volk wins and Pitbull wins, that's a fight that people have talked about a lot. So,
People in the MMA sphere, yes. Casuals don't
yes.
really know Pitbull, but they will find out.
Yeah, they're gonna
It's
find out about
guaranteed it's going to be a fun fight.
it's gonna be a fun fight.
Who
And
wins? I'm leaning towards Pitbull
me
because
too.
I think he has a pretty definitive wrestling advantage over Yair Rodriguez.
Yeah, I think he can even submit him, to be honest.
Very possible. You can't overlook Yair, but I think it's very possible.
But Alan, I want your take on our co-main 5 round event. Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett. Who do you got and why?
Patty by robbery.
Care to explain?
Michael Chandler is going to do enough damage to where the audience thinks he wins. And then just like in the Jared Gordon fight, Patty the Batty is announced the winner.
I could see that happening.
Because Michael Chandler will make some fight IQ mistakes. He'll lose to Patty the Batty, and then he'll start fighting lower ranked people, I think.
Yeah, I
I
can't
just don't
disagree
see
with
a
you there.
way where Michael Chandler flattens this guy that the UFC is trying to promote so hard.
That'd be
Not
crazy.
because he's like not going to try. Obviously, he's going to try, but I don't think he's going to. I think Patty has an underrated fight IQ, genuinely. His
Yeah,
IQ is relatively high, and Michael Chandler's, as we've seen in the past, is not. He does not make
yeah.
choices.
So I
So,
think Patty can definitely, I could see also see Patty very much winning that fight. It's going to be a great one, 5 rounds too, so it could definitely get technical.
mhm.
I mean, Michael Chandler likes to finish fights, but I think,
Chandler is definitely going to try to strike. Like
yeah,
that's what his corner said. The game plan was to strike, and Patty the Batty is going to want to take it down. Now,
yeah, no, I definitely think that's the case with that fight.
dude, I can honestly see a flying triangle finish from Patty the Batty. He's done it
That
before
would be
numerous
insane.
times.
But also something that was moved up to the main card, a fight that I was already excited about, but Nikita Krylov, Dominic Reyes.
Who do you have in that fight?
I think Krylov, to be honest, man.
Decision?
I think he's gonna try to go for a submission, but probably a decision win for him.
Wow, interesting. Where does he factor into the light heavyweight picture?
He's ranked number 6.
Title wise, like where do you think he goes if he wins this fight?
If he wins with a statement, I could see him getting a top contender in the next fight, maybe a main event.
Maybe him
He
versus
already,
Goldberg?
yeah, I think he could fight Olberg because he has lots of grappling, and that could maybe present some problems for Olberg, so it would be
I
a
agree.
nice test for him.
I agree.
So I definitely think that's what's going to happen with this fight. Then we also have another featherweight banger, Dan Ige, Sean Woodson. I'm excited for this one. It's the prelim
That's
featured bout.
dangerous for Ige.
Yeah,
Very
I
dangerous
think
for
Woodson
Ige.
kind of wins this one, Alan.
I think Woodson has a shot to KO Ige.
Yeah, Ige is a warrior, though. I'm not going to underestimate him.
I think
But
Ige survives. I just don't know how he closes the distance effectively enough to win a
knock him out,
decision.
yeah.
I don't think he's gonna knock Sean Woodson out.
No, definitely not.
I mean, nothing. We don't know. It's possible, but I don't see that as likely. I
You know
think
what?
likely
I,
piece.
I think Woodson is gonna, well, I mean, he is called the sniper. He's gonna piece him up. He's not gonna try to go in there and trade. Kind of like what Leron Murphy did. He's gonna try to like break him down. I think he's gonna chop at the leg, try to nullify his punching power.
Yeah, dude. If he throws some knees up the middle, it's a very, very dangerous night for Dan Ige.
Yeah.
His
What do you
knee
think about
defense.
the women's fight though on this card? I think it's the it's a number one contender possible fight because Yan Xiaonan is ranked number one and she's fighting Virna Jandiroba. I think that's a very good fight.
I see that as also kind of a striker versus grappler matchup.
Yeah.
Irna being the grappler, obviously, and Yan Xiaonan being the striker. I give it to the grappler most of the time. Yan Xiaonan has not been I don't want to say she's not that consistent because she fought fucking Zhang Weili and everybody gets dusted by Zhang Weili. Um, Virna, Virna's jiu-jitsu, frankly, is just on a different level than everybody else
Yeah.
who's a female like MMA fighter. Her jiu-jitsu
Amanda
is just,
Hebus she beat. I
huh?
think she beat Amanda Hebus.
She did. She did.
And Mackenzie Dern, I'm pretty sure.
She did. Should be
Yeah,
fighting
she is
everybody.
not she is not to be messed with. I think if she submits Yan Xiaonan, I think it's a title shot next, honestly.
I mean, who else would fight for the title before her?
No one.
I
So I
think
think
so.
this is a very, I mean, and Xiaonan just fought her. So if,
Title eliminator.
yep, if Virna Jandiroba wins, I think she will fight for the title. Also, uh, I kind of got to give these fights a couple of shout outs. I mean, we got two veterans going at it, Darren Elkins, Julian Erosa. That's going to be a
One fight.
banger of a fight, banger of experience. But then we also have a legend of the game versus a rising star in Jim Miller versus Chase Hooper.
I think this is where Jim Miller might ride off into the sunset. But then again, he's still as lethal as ever. We saw
Yeah.
Bobby Green beat him at UFC 300. I don't, has he fought since then?
Yeah, he knocked someone out in the first round.
After?
Yeah,
Who, what? I thought this was
I'm
before.
pretty sure I'm not wrong about that.
Let me just double check. Darren, Jim Miller.
Oh no, he subbed someone in the first round, but he knocked out Jesse Butler.
Yeah, but that was a while ago.
Okay, but he subbed Jamin Jackson in the first round.
Oh yeah.
He's not to be trifled with now.
Yeah. So he did get that win. Okay, bet. Um,
Also, guys, this is the man with the most fights in the UFC.
yeah. He's a fucking savage.
He's a Hall of Famer, 100, and there's no way. There's
Dude,
no
you have
way.
to. He fought at UFC 100, UFC 200,
200, UFC
300.
300, man. He's like the GOAT that never won a title. Like,
I agree. I
so
think Chase Hooper wins though. I think Chase Hooper
I
wins.
think Chase Hooper also wins. It's definitely going to be a fight to watch out for. Oh shit. We also got these two middleweight matchups are actually exciting.
Let me see.
Tresean Gore and Marco Tulio.
Going Trayshawn Gore on this one.
They're both finishers. They want to finish the fight quickly. That one is not leaving the first or second round, in my opinion.
Right.
I also think Tresean Gore will win. And then the other fight is Mikhail Oleksiejczuk versus
Versus
Cedric
Cedricus
Dumas.
Dumas.
That's gonna be a good one.
I have Oleksiejczuk by knockout round one.
Yeah, I think so too, honestly. He's has the powers to do that.
You know who he's been training with also recently?
Who?
The Fighting Nerds.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's definitely gonna knock
He's gonna,
out.
bro, I think he snipes Cedricus. Cedricus has to be on his A game if he wants to win this one. Cedricus apparently was like mad high in his last UFC fight.
Really?
Yeah, somebody like he smoked a fat joint before or something.
That's hilarious.
Somebody like somebody somebody like not laced, but like replaced his J with like some crazy shit, like a moon rock, where it was like dusted with keef and like there was oil in there and wax and all that.
He
And
didn't.
he was high for
Isn't that illegal?
he was high for like over a day and he was fucking
Oh
tripping.
shit. Okay, I
That's
guess
why
that means. But Alan, some other. I'm not really sure about that first fight on the card. It's just a women's bantamweight fight. I'm not familiar with any of them on there, so I won't go over that one really. I mean, but the last fight on this card, besides that, is Sue Modoraj
Sumu
and Mitch
Darji.
Raposo.
Yeah. Yeah.
That,
Sumu Darji is a dangerous man.
yeah,
He is the Sean Woodson of the flyweight division.
yeah. I think he beats Raposo, to be honest.
Either Raposo by decision or you get Sumu Darji by finish. I don't see this
Yeah.
fight coming out any other way.
Yeah, man. I think it's going to be an exciting card, folks. There's going to be a lot of
Thanks.
talent on this card. Stacked pay-per-view, Miami.
Mhm.
Don't miss it.
Yeah.
A few shout outs we should probably give.
Let's hear him.
Tomorrow, the PFL returns with the first round again, and this time it's the bantamweights and women flyweights on deck. So if
Yeah.
you want some MMA action before the UFC, not UFC level, but still, check
Close.
that out tomorrow. And then we also got LFA tomorrow, the lightweight championship on the line. We got BKFC. But the main thing that I want to touch upon,
Tell him
the
about Boots.
Boots Ennis. Jared,
Jerome Boots Ennis. Oh
bro.
my fucking God. If you guys do
Guess
not,
who he's fighting,
guys,
bro?
huh?
And he's not fighting someone that's a walk in the park.
Who's he fighting?
Amana Stanionis.
Interesting. I haven't heard of that cat before.
Oh, I will tell you a little bit about that man right
Please
now.
do.
Eman Stanionis. I'm pretty sure he's undefeated. He's Lithuanian, and his record is 15 and 0, 9 knockouts. Uh I don't think he beats Ennis, but he's held the a welterweight interim title. He's gonna be a
Isn't Ennis 33 and 0 with 29 knockouts?
yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, that yeah. So I think
Have you seen
Jaren,
him knocking his opponent out in slow motion?
yeah, Jaren is a monster. I mean, the
Jaron
boxing fight
Ennis.
you don't want to miss.
Boots. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, this man is perhaps the most artistic boxer of our generation.
Yeah.
He is an all-around master of the sport. Anytime he fights,
Bud Crawford left the division so he wouldn't have to fight him. I'm saying it right now.
whoa. You talking about the GOAT right now.
Yeah, dude.
The
I mean,
GOAT.
why not stay at welterweight and put this guy to rest? He didn't want that smoke, bro.
I don't know. I think he just wanted to get paid more.
I guess that too,
You got to
but
leverage your brand identity. You have to leverage your brand to get you
yeah,
as much money
that's
as
true.
possible.
But Alan,
I think he was angling for like a Canelo fight that never panned out.
yeah, Alan, we got one more thing we gotta do before we close this episode out.
What's up, baby girl?
Fighter of the week.
Fight of the week for me,
Fighter of the week.
Reese McKee. Fuck
Yeah?
Fuck yeah, Reese McKee.
He
Fuck
put on
yeah.
the strike
Dude, I've been
clinic.
a fan of his since Cage Warriors.
Me
And
too, bro.
I saw his performances in the UFC, and I was like, fuck, man, I know he's so much better than that. And then this past Saturday, I looked and I was like, that's it right there. That's
Yeah.
who Reese McKee can be. And I'm very happy he had that performance in the UFC. Very happy for him.
Yeah. I mean, definitely a worthy honor of fighter of the week. He's also my fighter of the week, if I'm being honest.
That's what's
He's
up.
definitely put on a clinic of a performance that impressed me. So,
Yeah.
yeah, folks,
If
we're
you
gonna
don't know, now you
we're gonna
know.
call it an episode, but please watch the pay-per-view this weekend. It is gonna be fireworks.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Tune
It's gonna
in
be
if you
fun.
can. If you can't, happy Pesach, happy Passover.
Happy Passover.
We'll see you guys next week. Um, Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Coming up with episode 14. This has been the Combat Sports Report podcast. I'm your host, Alan, with your boy Simkai. We love you. Bye.
Peace.